welcome to the College Prospects Podcast. We're doing today's episode here live on Instagram. Thank you for joining us. It's a special time of the year that a lot of people, there's millions of people who are trying to get college scholarships and stuff like that. But what I found, coaching over 10,000 kids over the years, is that most people, even people who are investing time, money, and energy into the opportunity to play college basketball, have no idea of what it takes and what that process is. And this week is a really special week. It's National Letter of Intent Day, or National Signing Week, for the early signing period for basketball prospects. And whether you're a senior, junior, you're underclassmen, or you're middle school, it's important to know about that. But this episode in particular is going to be for those under-recruited upperclassmen, particularly seniors, who National Signing Week is now, and they've been working and trying to get the opportunity to be a college basketball player, but it's just not working out for them. So I got some tips and some things in this episode that are going to help you make a decision, because it's decision time. It's decision for you to either change your strategy for how you expect to earn a scholarship, to give up on your goals and your dreams, or continue to do the same thing. And I'll just say this before I get into it. I was in this situation with both of my kids a year ago, and we were at National Letter of Intent, well, not a year, 2 years ago with my daughter, a year ago with my son, and we didn't have anything. Well, this week I just went and watched my son play his first game, Power 5, Washington State University, as a Cougar. I'm here in a hotel room in Bellingham with watch my daughter, but join my daughter at a kickoff dinner for her college program. Both of them are on full scholarships, and we were in the same position. National Letter of Intent Day, National Early Signing Period, as you are if you have nothing, except for we have an understanding of how this thing works. And so we were patient. We continued to go to utilize our senior year, to utilize our prep school year in order to get the opportunities that we were looking for. So today's show is about kind of answering some of the anxiety. So are you anxious as a parent? Are you not getting the love from college coaches that you're looking for, but you are determined to play college basketball, and you want to find the best spot, the best opportunity? You want to increase your opportunities throughout your senior season, throughout your senior campaign, and you don't know what to do, how to do, what to do next. So first thing is to realize that National Signing Day for Division I and Division II schools was yesterday. If you have not been on campus, if you have not been hearing from coaches, then you're not being recruited. You're being under-recruited. That's unfortunate. But at the same time, I'm here to tell you that the game has changed. And the game has changed from when I was recruited. The game has changed, which was 30 years ago. So, of course, everything changes in 30 years. But the game has changed significantly in the last 5 years, since the pandemic, with the institution of the transfer portal, the transfer portal rules. College coaches are viewing it different. They're looking at it different. And so if you aspire to continue, if you still aspire to play college basketball, I encourage you to hang in there. But don't just hang in there and wait around like you dreamed recruiting would be. You go to the tournaments, you play with your AAU team, you do this, and the college coaches are going to come through the wall looking for you. Well, it still happens like that for a very, very small number of players. A very small number of players. Smaller than the small number of players it happened for when I was coaching because of the transfer portal. Coaches have a process now. They're going to recruit the transfer portal first. Then they're going to recruit, college transfers, and then they're going to recruit prep school kids, and then they're going to recruit high school kids. So, but by the time they get to the high school kids, most of you have fallen off of the radar and given up hope. which gives the opportunity for those of you who stick with it to find something, but it might be a lot later than usual, and it comes with a lot more anxiety and unsurety. So this is what I recommend right now. One, fill out your college applications to make sure that you have a spot in school next year. Basketball or no basketball, get your college applications in. Think about schools that you want to go to, you want to attend. Take those schools and send them messages, right? Reach out to schools. Now, coaches are in season, so they might not get back to you right away. If you can call the athletic department and figure out who the recruiting coordinator is, who is the recruiting coach, send them a message. Send them your highlight film. Send them your GPA. Send them the level of schools that you have interest in from, even if you have interest, but it's not where you think you want to play. And open up your recruit process. And you're in season, they're in season. So you got to, you're going to be in season coming right out of the corner. So you got to understand folks are busy. It's not going to be a automatic get right back. What you want to do is plant those seeds. Tell them you want to get on campus and you want to check out their campus. You're applying to the school, but you know that you want college basketball to be a part of your experience going forward. So plant those seeds, build those relationships. What you're doing, and then give them your film, send them your schedule. And then when you go play the senior year, go do your thing. Do your thing. And what happens is you planted that seed, you might not have heard anything. You've identified some places, you filled out some applications, folks are busy or whatever, then all of a sudden you have a big year. You go for 30, you go for 40, you're first team all conference, you're this, and then the coach is like, I recognize that name. Let me look back in my database. This is the coach, this is the kid who, I'm gonna go check him out. Right? So now that you've planted those seeds, and then you've gone on and you've played to the max, like you played, right? You've played really well. When you play really well, it's not, who's that kid over there? It's like, that's that kid that reached out to us. So if everybody's highlights are on Twitter and your highlights look just as good as somebody else's highlights, but your highlights have been in front of coach's face, he has your transcript, he has your resume, you're already applied to the school. After he goes through, or as he's going through and thinking about his entire recruiting process, who's he going to pick? Is he going to pick you, who have reached out, who put your package together, who have put it in front of you, even though he may not have responded to you, it's there, right? Or is he going to pick this other guy who all he knows is what he sees on social media and on Twitter? Which one is he going to go to? Who would you go with? Right? The first call is going to be the kid who's already reached out, that you have their information. You don't have to, you put in that email, your info, your contact info, your coach's info. If you train with me, you put my info in there. That gives you a little bit of credibility. I'll tell you that. Then they reach out. You made it easy for them. All right. But here's an important thing. To this. It's important that you have game. It's important that you have skills that translate to the next level. It's important that the film, it's not just how much you do, how many points you score, it's how you score your points that really matter. And there's a nuance, there's a science to what college coaches are looking for, and it's not the same thing that the homies and your parents are looking for on Instagram. So it's also very important that you develop your game in this process. You develop your game to meet the standards of college basketball so that your production translates. And that's something that I've been able to do over and over and over again for kids, is help them understand. You come to the gym with me, I take a look at them, I'm like, okay, you're a really good player, but you're missing this thing, right? You're missing this thing. So during your year, during your high school season, right, like before and after every practice, work on this thing, this one thing, or this two things, or these three things. Hyper focus your attention and developing this one or two, three things, so that when you send your film to the college coaches, or when they come to see you, they can see you. They might have seen you before, but they've seen that you've closed that gap. And that's how you begin to create momentum for yourself recruiting at this stage of the game, right? Where you're not getting what you want and it's late in the game. You can't just sit around and wait if you want to do this. You got to get an active game plan going to put yourself in a position to get to the next level. And I told you guys a little bit, my son had one offer at this time in his senior year. He had one offer. We ended up going to prep school. He had one offer from Eastern Washington University, one Division I offer from Eastern Washington University, some interest from some other schools. But we formed a game plan. We put our head down and we showed up at the places. He went in one event. He went from one offer to 12 offers. But it was in the spring, right? It was late. It was in the spring of his senior year that he graduated. And so we took that momentum and we went to prep school with it, and we ended up pulling offers from every major conference. So just because it's not working out now how you want it to doesn't mean it can't. But what it does mean is you can't just be sitting around waiting. You got to get proactive about the process. Get yourself on campus. Go watch college practices, right? So you know what college coaches are looking for. Put your phone down. Have your kids put their phone down. Watch a game. We have a game report that if you message me, I can send you a link to. And so you watch a college basketball game. You focus on some specific things that they're doing, and it helps train you and develop you on the things that you should be doing during your upcoming season to impress college coaches. I'm Coach Watts. This is Watts Basketball. This is the College Prospects Podcast. You can find it on iTunes. You can find it on Spotify. Today's episode we filmed live on Instagram. If you got any questions or any concerns or any comments, please drop your comments. And if you need any help, message us. I'm passionate about helping dedicated families find spots to play at the next level. It's Coach Watts signing off. Once again, College Prospect Podcast brought to you by Watts Basketball and the Watts Foundation. Run your race, y'all. Run your race. All right? Develop your strategy and run your race. Peace, love, and basketball. I'm out.